it. And you look at Newcastle, a very good record recently, 5th in the league, compared to the Newcastles we've seen in the past, where Exeter and other teams as well generally have done pretty well against them. They seem to be a different animal this year and have really evolved.
Yeah, but I think when you look at them, what they've kind of gathered is they've spent enough time together as a group to feel very comfortable what they're doing. And the biggest thing I can see is that they kind of stick at it. They stick at what they do. Each player knows their role within the systems they're running, and actually that allows them to be very competitive against most sides over the course of 80 minutes. That's something we've probably like to pride ourselves on, that we've established here over a number of seasons, is that you've got a core group of players who know how we want to play, and they're prepared to stick at it over 80 minutes, and that often brings you good rewards. So it's going to be a very, very tough challenge for us. As you say, they're going high up in the league table. They've had their last game against Harlequins up there was very productive for them. And as you saw last week, in the Harlequins Northampton game, Harlequins are a decent size. So
yeah.
We know it'll be a tough challenge for us. But I'd like to think we prepare well for everybody we play. We pay everyone a great deal of respect. I'd like to think over, in all the time I've been here, I can only think of literally 1 or 2 times when I felt the players have been underprepared or mentally not quite right. And I think that bodes well for the fact that we'll go there and we'll play well. And if we play well, we give ourselves, because we're a good side, when we play well, we give ourselves a chance of getting something out of the game.
And finally, with Wasps and Sarries playing each other this weekend, arguably your two biggest rivals. If you can get a victory at Newcastle, and even better with a bonus point, you'll never mind the gap between Exeter and second place. Between Exeter and whichever side loses that will be even huger, won't it?
Like I said, the important thing for us is not to actually look around and start trying to guess and second guess what other teams will get and what the league points and be needed to be finished first or second. Because as soon as you start doing that, you actually lose track of what you need to do. And we talk an awful lot about what you're going to do, just the day-by-day stuff that has kept those points coming. It's no good as looking around and going, well, if Saracens lose, that means, because all that effectively means is you start making reasons why you can lose and why you can afford to lose. We don't really want to find reasons why we can afford to lose. We want to find all the drivers for why we want to keep winning and why we want to keep playing well. And most of those are that it's a game of Premiership rugby. And games of Premiership rugby, in most players' careers, there's not that many of them. If you have a really good career, you might play in 100 or so. You can have a really good career and play in 40 or 50. They're not things that come along every day, and you've got to cherish them for what they are, and you've got to make the most of those 80 minutes.
Somani.
One of the most pleasing aspects for coaches this season must be the fact you're able to make several changes each game, and it doesn't seem to be affecting the level of performance, showing the quality and depth of squad you've got.
I think it's two things. I think obviously we feel comfortable with the squad, but I think it's a double-edged sword. You need to pick the guys for them to actually then keep working and keep improving and having enough game time to be able to come in and be able to fill in. And so I think it works both ways. They have to train and show us that they're ready to go, which the majority of our players do, and because we do demand high training quality from them, and we make sure they're aware that by training very well they keep themselves in our focus. And then, like I say, when they train very well, we have to have the confidence to pick them and rotate them and try and avoid picking players who've got niggly injuries or will look a bit fatigued. So it works both ways. The players have to deserve the selections, and then we have to be prepared to back them. And I think that's kind of where we're in a nice scenario at the moment. And
I guess one of the toughest parts of your job at the moment is trying to keep everyone happy, isn't it, when you're playing so well?
I don't think it's my job to keep people happy. It's my job to kind of be fair, but to kind of say to players that the opportunities that be there will be created by them. And that's the truth. It isn't for me to give someone an opportunity who's not training very well or hasn't played very well. It's for that guy to prove he deserves selection by being right in front of me and training very well. And when the S&C staff come into the office, they tell me they've been training flat out and I'm having no issues with the physios, and we know that guy's up to speed and ready to go. That gives him the best opportunity to play well when he comes in, and gives him the best opportunity to stay around. It's not really for me to keep someone happy by offering them a game. We talk to the players all the time. Opportunities won't just be handed to you. Yeah. You have to demand them. And it tends to be why the guys who come in do well, because they're demanding those chances, they're demanding those situations to happen.
Just lastly, on the injuries from the last game, Luke Cowan-Dickie and Sam Skinner, what's the state of play with those two?
Yeah, Sam's got a hand injury. And like I say, we're for the length of time he'll be out is still a little bit up for debate, but unfortunately for him, he's going very well. Luke Cowan-Dickie's is looking better than kind of first diagnosed. It's very much an impact injury in and around his hip. There doesn't look to be any significant injury around the hip joint, which is obviously very pleasing. So really it'll just be how he settles down from the blow and the bruising. Just on Sam, you must be delighted with the contribution he's made in the last few weeks. I think Sam's been really good, but not just not just in the intelligence of his play, because he's come up with some very important moments for us, but the physicality and the dynamism of his play is increasing all the time. It was probably in his move from being a young player towards being in the first team was his big work on. He's always been a good footballer, he's always been an intelligent footballer, but that kind of, right, well, it's all well knowing where to run and knowing who you've got to tackle, but you've actually still got, you've got to actually do it with some real physicality, and that's part of his game that's improving all the time, and that's the bit that's impressing me. He's working very hard to become a bigger, stronger, more dynamic player, and he's throwing himself into the contact situations very well for us.
Brilliant, lovely. Thanks.